Welcome to Gemstone Tarot, where Mercury, dun dun dun, is retrograde. Okay, I'm using Itchiest of Noses, the Nightshade Tarot. Itchy everything. Oh my god. To cope with the madness, let me know if you've had any shadow stuff going on. You never know what it's going to be like. Like, each one is different. So, I don't know. This one doesn't feel as naggy as they sometimes feel. You know when you get a Mercury retrograde where it actually is all appliances and it's all phones and just levels of ridiculousness, duplicating admin, people getting names mixed up, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's that. Other times it's more focused on making arrangements. Like the last one, I had those times where everybody would say, you know, you're trying to make an appointment and everyone would go, well, I can do it on the 17th. And you're like, well, I could add that to the list of 17,000 things I've got booked in on that one day. And then everyone will go, I can't do any other day except the 17th. Yeah, so that kind of thing. If that's cat hair, someone's going to pay. Grim. Okay. Anyone else watching The Great British Sewing Bee? That's one of my guilty pleasures. I watched the Pottery Throwdown. I watched that as well. But I do like The British Sewing Bee. It's very yin television. You know, the people are nice. It's very inclusive. They make... I mean, my family can all make their own clothes. They can all sew. They can all make their own clothes. They've got sewing machines and they can do the whole bit. And I can't. So the only thing I can do patchwork quilts by hand. That's my skill. My one skill, patchwork quilts by hand. This is not by hand. My sister made this one. She made this on a sewing machine. See? This is what she can do. It's like she's done like waffle thing on it that people do, and she's made these for each member of the family. And this one, if you look really, really carefully as well, each square will have something that's to do with me. Isn't that nice? I know. So yeah, I come from a huge family of sewing people where sewing is a big deal. To have a sewing box, you know, like your mum would have a sewing box. Yeah, I'll go and fetch my scissors from the sewing box and I'll cut your hair into a terrible page boy. Into a blunt 90-degree angle fringe. Go and fetch the sewing scissors. And the sewing scissors were sacred as well because they were the Fiskars, like orange handled scissors. Special. And I wasn't allowed to like cut and glue with the sewing scissors. So they were quite important. But either way, I like to watch the lowdown, the lowdown throwdown, The Great British Sewing Bee, because it's just no hassle telly. So I fully I fully recommend it to you. If you're a bit like stressed, whack it on. Lovely jubbly. Certainly won't be watching MasterChef UK. I don't think that, you know, I'm a huge MasterChef fan. I watch the Australian one a lot. But I've watched the UK one for like 20 years or something. And no one can keep their hand in their pants long enough to actually fry anything on MasterChef anymore. So I think they're going to hold back on the series, which is fair enough. And I think they've lost all the presenters as well. So let's just say there's going to be a revamp. Good grief. Good God. Right. Let's get into it. The Mercury is retrograde. We are swimming through a 1970s swimming pool and no one's used a sieve. Let's just put it that way. We've got the Knight of Swords, which is encouraging because the Knight of Swords, there is some sense in the Knight of Swords. It does represent Mercury. I also think, and we talked about this yesterday a little bit, that we might have a lot of curiosity to know stuff or to want answers and to want them on time, which probably won't be happening, but we still want them all the more. It's like wanting what you can't have, isn't it? It's sort of, you feel the vibe of something being held back from you, and you're like, well, I need to know. If you can, especially if you're doing some really boring admin stuff, you know how sometimes in life you need like a mortgage application. That's like, ugh. Mortgage applications, I think probably the world over, they, you're not going to do it in a hurry. It takes time. So if you're in the middle of something that's boring and admin-y but important, see if you can just visualize it being dealt with, but also know that it's not going to be quick. Okay, because the next card up, this beautiful Page of Pentacles. Patience, my friend. Patience. And also know that when Mercury's retrograde, it does solve some problems for you in a really weird, twisty-turny thing. I know. This card, not bursting with encouragement, we get the Tower in the reverse, which is a real sort of pressure cooker. Things you are aware and you can feel pressure building up. Another butterfly. God, we get a lot of butterflies going past in the reading. It's so nice. Little white one again. You feel the pressure building up, and you know there's a lot of pressure in the situation, which makes you want answers or want to take action. Knight of Wands. Okay, wanting answers. Knight of Swords. Needling away to get them. Taking action. Knight of Wands. Woohoo! Everyone's going to the quad. Let's go. Frank the Tank. Knight of Wands. Come on, everyone's doing it. Well, Judgment. I'll show you the cards actually, because they show up really nicely, these cards. Okay, wanting to take action, wanting answers, trying to get them, doing stuff, asking questions, you know, that kind of thing. And then Judgment, which is a card for Mercury retrograde. It normally needs to have the Six of Cups in it, but not when you're on the first day of Mercury going retrograde and it's this kind of a reading. You just know that Judgment is telling you a couple of things. Definitely cool your jets is one of them, but also there are things being worked out almost down the line, behind your back, however you want to call it, that you can't possibly know, and you're not going to get any more answers from trying. So I would say stop trying, because we had this yesterday. Two of Swords. You're going to get some ideas, some reasons. There's a blindfold. You can't see the wood for the trees, and there's a reason for that, and it's okay. Be satisfied with not knowing, which is a horrible thing to say, and I get that. I'm just getting an oracle card. It's a horrible thing to say because we don't like uncertainty, the known unknowns or the unknown knowns, but sometimes as a human, it's an incredibly good practice to be able to sit with uncertainty and with not knowing. And these are one of those times. Well, yeah. Oracle cards, we get Holly. Not very seasonal, but there we are. Defense and resilience. Your strength will see you through. We've been getting strength quite a lot lately, haven't we? I think we're going to need it. You do when Mercury's retrograde. Oh yes. A very similar message from this one actually. Strength and endurance, a reminder to stand firm in your truth. Oh, nice. And Bluebell, gratitude and humility, small kindnesses matter the most. And I think you may be in receipt of some of those as well. So don't ever rule out just the random niceness that can happen out of nowhere during Mercury retrograde as well, such as bumping into old friends, catching up on old times, that kind of thing. Whew. But be happy about not knowing. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.